They mow the lawn or indoors, they hum back and forth in search of dust. Robots are increasingly conquering our everyday lives. The brains without hearts seem set to become as common as the internet. It's a sea change in the economy, Industry 4.0. And Werthstein makes this trend investable for you. This is our Zeitgeist Robotic. It's one of the fastest growing areas in the world. The industry is set to expand 4 times as fast as the global economy in the coming decade. Japan and China are ahead, but Germany is also in the Premier League. From industrial robots to personal help in the household or even for the elderly, this team of man and machine also opens up new opportunities for investors.
May I introduce you? This is Tug, a robot that works in a hospital. Among other things, it brings meals and medicines to the patients. This is Savioki. It works in a hotel. Its duties include changing towels and room service. And this one's name is Locus. Its speciality is transporting all kinds of goods through large warehouses. 3 relatively young robots that work in the tertiary sector. In industry, on the other hand, robots are already part of everyday life and are taking over more and more work from humans.
Robert Ruttmann, Werthstein Institute Fellow in Zurich. Where do we stand in this development?
Well, clearly the convergence of faster computing power, big data technologies and new machine learning algorithms have catapulted the topic of robotics into nearly all of the headlines. In fact, the theme is actually likely to grow 4 times faster than the global economy over the next 10 years. This is significant. And as costs come down and network effects actually accelerate the integration into manufacturing, I think robotics will transform the way we work and live quite fundamentally.
And in almost everything like this, the US is in the lead. But not here, Giles Keating, president of the Werthstein Institute in London?
No, not here. Japan, China, Germany, they've all got more robots than the US. And look, you remember the way that with smartphones, Japan was way ahead of the West. You could go to the Tokyo and see the kids on the metro all talking into their smartphones long before the iPhone came along in the West. And I think it's a bit the same case here. Japan is leading the way. It's really using robots, even for areas like looking after old people.
4 sectors where robots can be used have been identified. Personal robots. At first they weren't very popular, but now, especially because the population is getting older and older, the potential for growth is immense. Domestic robots. The prices of automatic lawnmowers and vacuum cleaners have fallen so dramatically that they're now also affordable for the general public. It's a long time since industrial robots were only used in the automotive industry. The technology is in demand in electrical engineering, metalworking, and the chemical and plastics industries. And the so-called cobots. They cooperate with humans to improve human efficiency, so that tasks can be carried out jointly that humans alone wouldn't be able to handle.
Let's ask Robert Halver, capital market analyst of Baader Bank in Frankfurt. Is the industry interesting for you as an investment?
Robotics and digitization is the ultimate sunrise industry, and Germany must go with the trend if it wants to remain one of the leading industrial nations. But there's a high price to pay. A lot of jobs in Germany will disappear because we won't need them anymore.
There's also a social aspect in that. Valérie Plagnol, Werthstein Institute Fellow in Paris. Must we be afraid that robots will take our work away from us?
Well, I don't think so. I think labor will be displaced, not replaced. And already many industries are really highly equipped with robots. What is the new revolution is cobots, that is robots moving into the service industry and working alongside humans.
And once again to Giles Keating, the Zeitgeist is not new in the portfolio from Werthstein.
No, this Zeitgeist was launched back in September of last year. And since then, robotics sector has actually outperformed the general market very strongly. A lot of people have been putting money into it. So it's not such good value as it was, but I think it's still a sector with great growth potential.
So, we already have very high valuation. Let's ask Dominic Miller in Zurich. He is a financial analyst at Rahn and Bodmer, the oldest private bank in Switzerland, and brings a lot of expertise from the past to the topic. Grüezi to Zurich in Switzerland.
Hi to Frankfurt from Zurich.
Giles Keating has mentioned the topic is currently on everyone's lips. Is the assessment justified in your opinion?
I think so, but we must not forget the commoditization element in many of those growth themes. So we often see prices and hence margins under pressure for many companies acting and working specifically in the robotics theme, and not all the companies can be the apples of the robotics and defend their margins as they can. So only a few can, many of them will be pressurized on the earnings.
Thanks, Dominic Miller to Zurich. Okay, let's imagine for a moment what is happening. While Robot 1 mows the lawn, Robot 2 cleans the living room, and Robot 3 reads the little one a good night story. No, the last one we don't really want. But 20 years ago, did we really want to look at our smartphone all the time? Trends cannot really be stopped, and there's no reason for this one to be an exception. If you want to be there from an investment perspective, add the robotics zeitgeist to your portfolio.